You have said that the world is facing a critical time on a number of fronts. The climate emergency, rising inequality, an increase in hatred, intolerance, as well as peace and security challenges. Do you have a formula to address them?
Well, the formula is more international cooperation in relation to climate. That's why we are having a summit, and that summit is aiming at making countries understand that they need to do much more than what they have been done until now. And inequality is the same. We need a fair globalization, and the fair globalization is only possible with more international cooperation. That's why we are going to have a summit on the Sustainable Development Goals. That's why we have the Agenda 2030, which is the blueprint of the UN to bring all countries together for a fair globalization. And then if you move into all the other areas, from hate speech, it is clear that this is now spreading like wildfire everywhere. We need to fight it together. When the young people of today will be the adults that will be running the world in a few decades, they will be facing the worst consequences of the mistakes we might make now. So the youth has been really in the forefront of pushing governments and pushing businesses and pushing cities and pushing all other actors to do what they have to do to stop climate change. What we want to have is more and more countries coming here and committing to carbon neutrality in 2050 and coming here to commit in relation to the financing of the Green Climate Fund and of the $100 billion we need to have every year to support developing countries in adaptation and mitigation. Lots of concrete measures that we hope states, cities, businesses will be able to announce during the summit. Obviously, there has been progress. There is less absolute poverty than a few decades ago. There has been improvement in child mortality or in excessive education, but we are not on track. We need more investment, more political action, more priority to those aspects that are described in the goals that we have fixed to have, what I mentioned, a fair globalization, to have a development that is simultaneously sustainable and inclusive, that leaves no one behind, that brings all those that have been marginalized by development into the benefits of that development. Many people have no health care, and many people that have health care have no quality health care. And one fundamental objective is to make sure that sooner rather than later the world will be able to provide to all the citizens of the world the kind of quality health care they need and they deserve. We have seen progress in Sudan. We have seen progress in the conversations on South Sudan last week. We have seen progress in the Central African Republic with its peace agreement. We see that many elections ended without violence, from the DRC to the Maldives to Madagascar. So there are many positive signs, but unfortunately we also have many negative signs. And we see people going on dying in Syria, in Libya, in Yemen. We need to make countries understand that these are wars nobody is winning, everybody is losing.
Final note, your message to the leaders coming here to New York, to the General Assembly next week?
Do what is necessary to make sure that we are able to solve the dramatic problems we face.